Hey guys, we're going to be discussing Looking for Alaska, a book by John Green, and today we will be focusing on pages 80 to whenever after starts. So during this time there are three major events, which first off is Thanksgiving break, second is barn night, and three is sex. So firstly is Thanksgiving break, where Pudge is with Alaska at Culver Creek alone. And the first thing that they do is go drinking under the stars. And in this moment she tells Pudge that she believes that the labyrinth is the labyrinth of suffering. Second is porn watching, where Alaska takes Pudge with her to go through people's dorms looking for porn. Now this is a really amusing part, but it's also where Pudge realizes that she can be bipolar at some points. And as Pudge puts it, 100 miles a minute to a sleep in a nanosecond. Finally, during this break, Pudge realizes that Alaska is pretty self-destructive. He tells the reader, if people were like rain, I was drizzle and she was a hurricane. Next is barn night, and this is where the Colonel and Alaska have revenge on the people who flooded her dorm. This takes place in three steps. The first one is Laura, the Pudge's girlfriend, and her job is to go into some weekday warriors' dorms and to put industrial strength blue dye into their hair products. The second part involves Pudge and Takumi, who have the job of distracting the eagle while the Colonel and Alaska work their magic. And they do this by setting off fireworks in a trail and having the eagle chase them. And in this, Takumi reveals his personality. He is the fox, which is the reason why I bought this ridiculous hat. The third part is with the Colonel and Alaska, and their job was to break into the school's website and to send a few weekday warriors progress reports saying that they were failing some of their classes. That wasn't it for barn night, as they stayed 2 nights in a barn together. And here we learn that Alaska's mother died when she was young. And no one knew about this, not even the Colonel, who's been friends with her for 2.5 years. And Alaska says that this is why she's so self-destructive, because her mother's death was almost her fault. Her mother died of an aneurysm as Alaska was home, and Alaska just stayed there and watched her die. Because she was scared, she didn't know what to do. She didn't know what was going on and didn't know how to react to the situation. And for her 7-year-old mistake, she blames herself until now. Also happening during barn night, Pudge gets intimate with Laura, making out with her as they are drunk, and this is a big boost for Pudge and Laura's relationship. Finally, we go to part 3. Sex. Days after barn night, Laura and Pudge are together in a dorm, and Laura asks him if he has ever gotten a blowjob. The thing is, it was awkward for both Pudge and Laura, and things weren't intimate one day before. This is when Alaska and the Colonel celebrate their success with barn night by getting drunk. And during this time, Alaska forces Pudge to play truth or dare with her, and she dares Pudge to hook up with her. And they do. And the thing with this is that it was intimate, and Pudge felt in the moment with her, and so did Alaska. And of course, Alaska ends it by saying, "This is so fun," she whispered, "but I'm so sleepy. To be continued?" She kissed me for another moment, my mouth straining to stay near hers, and then she moved from beneath me, placed her head on my chest, and fell asleep instantly. We didn't have sex. We never got naked. I never touched her bare breast, and her hands never got lower than my hips. It didn't matter. As she slept, I whispered, "I love you, Alaska Young." Just as I was falling asleep, the Colonel spoke. "Dude," the Colonel spoke. "Dude, did you just make out with Alaska?" "Yeah. This is going to end poorly," he said to himself. And then as Colonel and Pudge are falling asleep, Alaska bursts into their dorm hours later, screaming that she has to get out of the dorms, and that she has to go somewhere, and that she doesn't want the eagle catching her, because she's one more strike away from getting kicked out of the school. So Pudge and the Colonel take their few remaining firecrackers and set them off from the eagle, doing what they did at barn night and distracting the eagle as Alaska drove away. And this is where Before ends. Thank you for watching this. Hopefully you can find my other videos on either side of me, because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a lot of time to edit. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I do hope you've enjoyed.